to hit the record button. Welcome everyone. Welcome to another day of Be AgileScrum. So a quick thing over here. I believe Rosie is here with day one. Who else with day one? Anyone here? It's your day one in the live session.
Yeah, it's my day one.
Mona, Rosie, Mona. Who else?
Yeah. So,
Sayed. Okay, so let's get started with quick introduction where just to introduce your name, from where you're connecting, your educational background, and if you have any work experience. So let's start with Rosie. Rosie, over to you.
Hi, I'm Rosie. Actually, I started my career with as a QA tester. Now, not demand QA as earlier. I'm from US. So I thought let me go through with these classes. That's why I'm taking. But I enrolled myself yesterday and you took all 87 classes. So I can go through with YouTube, and I used to work like a waterfall and this one too. But if I have any question or anything, how can I reach out to you?
Always reach out to me like others. So I'm a message away. Whenever maximum the response will take not more than 24 hours. But yeah, definitely you will get your answer the moment your message reaches us. Okay, Rosie?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So thank you so much for sharing. And okay, you shared already your work experience. Let's hear from Mona. Mona, over to you. Quick introduction from your end.
Hello, everyone. I am from Canada. I am a pharmacist teaching in the University of Alberta here. Just want to switch my profession towards the IT. So I'm here for the BA and Scrum Master.
Okay, Mona, thank you so much. Welcome to Guru Schools. And Sayed, over to you. A quick introduction from your end, please.
hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Syed Hussain. I'm from Calgary, Canada. Uh, Last 5 years, I was working as a QA, manual QA tester, but last 2 years, I was working slash QA slash BA role because it was a slightly small company. So then I had to do both the jobs. But since now most of the companies are looking for the automation, so I think it's time to switch to proper BA role. So that's the reason why I joined this course. So
All right. Thank you
hopefully,
so much. Thank you so much, Sayed. So everyone, you can go ahead and you can type into the chat window. Welcome FTs. FTs means first time you are here in the live session. That's the reason. I know that everyone cannot type everyone's name. Anyone I'm forgetting if it is your day one? All right. So generally what we do, we start with the, quick context, that is the guidelines. But how we are going to do, because we are reconnecting after, more than a week, we will go straight away to the topic. And yeah, so let me share my screen. Before that, we were talking about the Scrum processes. In Scrum processes, we already have talked about sprint planning meeting. Okay, in sprint planning meeting, what happens, what exactly we do with the daily Scrum, we have already spoken about it. So if we have talked about daily Scrum, uh, daily uh, daily Scrum and sprint planning, what should we take the next meeting, and we will go get in detail of it. So what do you think, everyone? What should be the topic? Which ceremony we should consider next? Think about it and please share quickly. What do you think? We have been talking about four sprint ceremony, right?
Daily Scrum.
Daily Scrum, we already spoken, we already spoke about daily Scrum. We already spoke about sprint
Retrospective?
planning. Retrospective is really after, towards the end, but before retrospective, there is one more meeting we have been talking
Sprint
about.
review.
Exactly, you are right. We have been talking about sprint review meeting, and we will be talking about sprint review meeting with definition of done and highest quality. Let me share my screen about it, and then we will get into it. So Let me know if you can see my screen. And a quick request to others who have not got their real name on the screen, kindly go ahead and rename yourself like SAB sub and another SAB sub. So please rename yourself, and another SAB is without mic. So there are two SAB. So kindly. So this is the agenda for today. We will be talking about sprint review with high quality, definition of done, product backlog management. Okay. So here it is, sprint review with the best quality. Prerna, do you want to get started?
Yeah,
How?
Gaurav,
Yeah.
yeah, I was going to say that. Should I
Okay.
be?
Yeah.
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 Great. Thank you. Thank you so much. So guys, any volunteers to read the text shown on the screen, please? Go ahead.
A sprint review meeting should be a natural result of the sprint involving the product owner, the Scrum team, the Scrum master, management, customers, and developers from other projects.
Yeah, thank you for reading it out. So here, as you can see, it is very clearly mentioned who all, which all members should be involved in this sprint review meeting. Okay. So before going to what is actually sprint review, we would understand uh, who are involved and why this meeting is important. Also, right? So here, as you know, read by one of our candidates, everyone, especially your product owner, your Scrum team, your Scrum master, management, they are mentioned because many a time some of the delivery managers, senior managers, they are quite keen on your project, they are interested. So those people also, they are also involved, and most importantly, the customer, right? So these are all the parties which are going to be in this sprint review. Now here, if you can see, we have tried to have a pictorial, depiction of all the team members with all that, I would say images. So trust me, these images are very important because sometimes you tend to not remember the text that much, but you remember the images. So always have this picture in your mind whenever you think about sprint review. Okay. Yeah, Gaurav, we can go to the next slide, please. Yeah, Gaurav, we can go to next slide. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I'll take it next. Yes, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I would need two different people to read out the agendas. First agenda would be for development team, and the next for this product owner. And I'll appreciate if we have different people every time. Thank you so much. Go ahead.
Development team. Can I? I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
Development team
please go ahead.
talks,
Don't take permission. Go ahead. Thank you.
talks about the sprint. First, what went well, problems that arose, how they solved those problems, demonstrates completed work / product backlog items, and last one, answers and questions.
Thank you so much for reading it out. So, absolutely. First of all, development team. Okay. So, what is the agenda? So, everybody understands agenda, right? Even now, before we started, Gaurav was saying, okay, this is the agenda for today. We'll be discussing this. So, in short, agenda simply depicts what are we going to discuss in this meeting, or what is the point of discussion in this meeting. So, what are the agenda from development team point of view, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, what went well? Problem that arose. So development team here will try to explain that what all they could achieve or how well they performed. What went well simply means how well they have performed, and how well they could have achieved. Like say it can be anything, any technical coding related achievement, that they did something very well and they want to share that with them, or any functionality or any customer appreciation they might have received. So that can be anything that they have done well and they want to highlight that. That's one thing. Second problem that arose. Okay, so every day is not a I would say piece of cake for development team as well. They also go through some problems sometimes, face some issues. So if there is anything worthwhile to share or to discuss with them, to highlight. And why to do that? Because many a times, such problems when we share with the customer, they would understand that the gravity of the situation, like, okay, the development team has put in so much of efforts into doing this or into developing something. Yeah. So someone said something. Go ahead. Yeah, anybody saying something?
I think
Okay.
it was like
No, ma'am, I
So
think it's a eco sound or something.
is it? Is it?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
yeah.
Anybody getting echo? I'm not
No.
getting echo.
Okay, okay.
Can you please just
No,
check your sound, because others have also mentioned that if there is an echo. Guys, are you getting an echo of my sound?
yeah. Yes, ma'am. We heard once when
Okay,
it
fine.
sounded like somebody
Okay,
was.
fine. Maybe somebody else has also started. Right now, I am not having an echo. Okay, so can I go ahead?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
please.
yes.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so basically, we started what how all what all development team could achieve during this problems that they had faced, and how they kind of uh, overcame them, and achieved their whatever goal they had. It can be, see, uh, problems that arose that can be even related to customer, like they came at the last minute and they were asking for certain development which was very difficult. It was very time consuming, and still the team could develop. So it can be anything or everything that they want to highlight. How they resolve the problem, yes, so how they came up with the problem, they stretched the nights, or they did some research, or they really had to brainstorm or whatnot, what all they did. Demonstrate completed. Okay, and then this is very important, as we are saying, it's a review, a sprint review. Demonstrate, that means simply showcasing your work, right? That is why everybody is here. So show, yeah, guys, please go on mute. If you have any questions, you are more than welcome. If not, then I'll request everyone to go on mute, so our recording would be smooth. Yeah, thank you. So the main agenda, if I have to say, is demonstrate their work and discuss their product backlog items. So they would, as a team, they would uh, presented, okay, we have completed our sprint goal, we have achieved this functionality. They'll showcase how it works. If it is something like, I tend to go to amazon.com website a lot, because it's the easiest example. Everybody must have seen Amazon or Google. So if they have developed a website like Amazon, they can absolutely show, okay, this is the website we have worked on. You can log in, you can surf, you can choose the I would say items, add to cart, make payments, so thing like that. You know this process of Amazon, that's why I'm highlighting. So they will and also, along with the completed work, they will show, okay, we have completed this part, and certain part, I would say, maybe we have completed kids section and men's section, we have to still work on the women's section. So that can be in the product backlog items. And next, answer any questions. So see, when you present, always remember, even for your future endeavors, or in future presentations, anticipate that the other person might have some questions. Okay. They might, because uh, whatever you are explaining is from your point of view. So as a customer, as a I would say, uh, as as a management team member, they might have something, though it's not likely that they would bring it up in this meeting much, because it's like they're like an internal team. But still, anybody has any doubts or anybody has any queries or any suggestions, they will be definitely welcome at this point. So do you understand how it is important from development team point of view, and any queries about this? If not, then we can go to the product owner part. Just go ahead and read someone, product owner tab. Yeah.
Product owner discusses current snapshot of product backlog and roadmap. Projects likely completion dates with various completions rate or velocity assumptions.
Yes. So product owner, basically, as we always discuss, product owner has a very top level view of the entire project. So he looks at the project from management point of view, from business point of view, from customer point of view. So what and then we always discuss. See, by the way, for all the newcomers, first timers, do not worry. Go through the earlier recordings, and you can also repeat the next batch. Whatever we are discussing, some of the keywords might be new for you. So once you watch the recordings, you'll understand. And if you have any doubts, as Gaurav said, we are one message away. You can always ping us on WhatsApp, and we can connect in the next session about it. Okay. So what product owner does is, he discusses the snapshot of the product backlog and roadmap. That means whatever items are there in the product backlog, whatever functionality, whatever work items, or whatever I would say pending tasks, they are there. Uh, you know, uh, they can work. They can discuss that. Roadmap means what is the next course of action that we have to achieve, that they discuss. So where we are, what are all this pending, and where we have to go, that all has been discussed. And last point is projects likely completion dates with various completion rate. Yeah. So so product owner gives a fair idea, like though we are working on sprint and per week, and but still when the project would end. So product owner has the authority, or he is at a level wherein they discuss that, okay, we can go ahead and complete this project by this week, or no, not this week, next month, or after this particular sprint. See, this is a very tricky and important discussion, right? So product owner can say or can comment on the dates. Always imagine, apart from him, nobody from the team, like maybe development team or even scrum master, can comment on that. So that's why this point is very important. Gaurav, are you there?
Yes, yes, Prerna,
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah. Can you just go to the next slide and take that one? I need to
Yeah, sure,
jump
sure.
on an urgent
Okay.
call. I'll be
So,
back. Okay.
yeah, sure. So, guys, this is what this is agenda for sprint review. Sprint review, like another ceremonies. Who should take care of the entire commencement of the sprint review and should take the responsibility that it will go smoothly and everyone will get involved. So, what do you think? Who should take the entire
Scrum Master.
responsibility? Absolutely, you are right. It should be Scrum Master's role, where he will see that all the necessary, all the necessary, uh, accessories are there that can run this sprint review meeting. Everyone there on time, room is booked, and every single thing that will help this meeting to go into the successful mode. So far you have known that what is the purpose and what could be the agenda. But more in detail, the agenda says that when development team meets, and what for whom we are doing this sprint review meeting, what exactly has to be the focus and objective you have known so far, but I just want to hear again from you. What is main focus over here? Who is the guest over here? Customer, that's absolutely right. I want someone now to read the second, third, and fourth bullet point for me, one by one. Come on. So So
Reviewing the
any-
goal,
Mhm.
reviewing the goal for the sprint, demonstrating new feature implemented during the sprint, requesting feedback from the stakeholders.
Okay, thank you so much for reading this out. And yes, now my echo is not there. So yes, so now you know that the goal, when we have designed the goal of a sprint, when we come up with the goal of the sprint, in what meeting?
Sprint planning. Sprint planning.
Absolutely right. Thank you so much for remembering this. Yes. So in sprint planning meeting, now we have the goal. Now we have almost achieved the goal. So we have to review that, what we have achieved, whether that is aligned or not. So that is the main purpose in the sprint review meeting. Demonstrating new features implemented means all those goals had been the part of the features, already have been the part of user stories. So exactly what user stories were given to each and every team member, whether that has been implemented or not, or something else have come, or some extra work have been done, or something is missing, that we review again in this meeting, requesting feedback from the stakeholder. So there is one twist over here. So this sprint review meeting run very smoothly in front of customer, but as a business analyst, as a future business analyst, it's your responsibility that before sprint review meeting, you will check all these features which all are required to be demonstrated in sprint review meeting are functioning well, so that in sprint review meeting there should not become any unforeseen activity, or some surprises should not come, okay, in the sprint review meeting. So that is the only, as a future business analyst, you can take care of. And when we will be doing the real almost experiential project which other batch had done, so uh, this thing you should also remember, that sprint goal that you have already finalized and decided exactly in sprint review meeting. When you are inviting the stakeholder, you are performing in the similar manner, okay. And before you are presenting in front of the stakeholder, you yourself have checked amongst yourself in your team, okay. Then next one says that discussing work not yet accomplished. So it is not just that whatever you have completed, you are going to showcase that in front of the client. Also, you will give them the heads up what are yet to come, what is not yet accomplished, and those could be the part of next upcoming sprint. So now here product owners are involved, where they will reiterate the next milestone and next roadmap or next release date, what is expected, so that one more time all the stakeholders, your peers, your vendors, and your customers come on the same page. Are you with me on the same page, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for your confirmation. And I would require everyone's participation. Okay, guys, so we have 10 minutes. Zoom just reminded me. And in case we go away, we will join the same class. So my apology for this inconvenience only for today. So yeah, so let me continue over here. So
Yeah, Gaurav, I'm back. Let me
yeah,
know.
no problem. Yeah. Identifying risk and impediments. So of course, here the Scrum Masters are more in the picture, where he will take a note that in this, if any further impediments are there, product owner will be back, and he will see that if any risk is there, any mitigation plan against it is there or not. If not, he will prepare that and convey back to the entire stakeholder, reviewing project increment objective. Again, one more time for the next upcoming increment or next upcoming sprint, he will align his objective with the customer as well, and looking ahead to the next sprint using the top lines from the product backlog. Again, as I said earlier as well, that in the next sprint, what all are the upcoming backlog item, he will reconfirm in front of the customer so that everyone is on the same page. And each and every such meeting gets recorded if it is online. And generally it happens because customers are really not in the same premises, and in case they are there, then the minutes of meetings are taken care and it is conveyed back to the customer. Okay. And what exactly happened, this is the pictorial representation where increments are there with you. It will the sprint review meeting will run for how long? What you can see on the screen, everyone?
2 to 4 hours.
2 to 4 hours. 4 hours for 4 weeks long sprint, 2 hours for 2 weeks long meeting. Who all will be there in this meeting? Who all will be there in this meeting, everyone? What is
Product owner, Scrum Master team, others. Development team.
Yes. And in others, this your customer definitely comes in. Okay. So your customer and vendor. So what exactly happened? The moment customer gives a go, as a Scrum Master, you will make sure that it has been on the Kanban board, goes to or shifted towards the done column. Do you all know? Do you all remember the Kanban board who have attended earlier?
Yes.
So
Yes, sir.
what all columns go in the Kanban board?
To do, doing, done.
To do, in progress.
In progress, done.
Yeah, and before done, there will be one more column, that is the testing column. Okay. So in testing, whether testing is pass, fail, or whatever it is, and then it goes accordingly. Then updated product backlog. Okay, so product backlog will be accordingly updated. Next sprint planning date will be visible and will be conveyed. That is the another agenda of this sprint review meeting at the end of the sprint to check the increment. So this is a kind of a checklist. Now sprint review is done, but one very important thing is that best quality. Okay, so we'll move to the another slide towards the best quality. So Prerna, if you want to take, you can take this slide. Let me know, or should I?
Yeah. I'll go ahead.
Okay, thank
Yeah. So sprint review with best quality. So basically here we're trying to understand how we go ahead with sprint review, ensuring that there is maximum output available or we can achieve maximum output. So I would require 3 different people to read the 3 pointers, please.
In Scrum, each sprint is required to deliver a potentially shippable product increment. This means that at the end of each sprint, the team has produced a coded, tested, and usable piece of software.
Thank you. Next point, please.
During the sprint, go ahead, please.
During the sprint review, the project is assessed against the sprint goal determined during the sprint planning meeting.
Ideally,
thank you.
the team has. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. I said next point. Yeah.
Okay. Ideally, the team has completed each product backlog item brought into the sprint, but it's more important that they achieve the overall goal of the sprint.
Yes. Thank you for reading it out. So first of all, what they say is we have to deliver the shippable project. Anybody understand what's a shippable project? What do you understand by this? Please.
Means the one that is already done.
The product that is given to the customer.
Okay. One that is already done. Okay.
The
And
product that is delivered to the customer, the finished product.
okay. Any more thoughts?
The new feature is live.
I couldn't hear. Can you please?
Functionality is tested.
As per the customer's requirements, whatever the product is developed.
Product after
Okay, thank you for the answers. You all are right to an extent. So when we say shippable project product, when wherever you order something on any website, and they say when your product is shipped, that means it is completed, it is wrapped, and it is gonna get delivered to you, right? In simple plain English, shippable means that. So same way when we say we have to deliver the shippable product means everything has been completed by the development team as per definitely as per the customer's demand, and it will be delivered to them very soon. It can be so before the sprint review, this the what development work is completed, and it is ready to be handed over to the customers. Make sense? So here and by the way, here they have mentioned that it means that at the end of each sprint, the team that is worked on the code, it has been tested, it is completed, it is tested, and it's also usable. See, when we say usable piece of code means that functionality that customer will be seeing in the presentation, that should be useful. That means, as I mentioned earlier, if you're working on Amazon.com, then that entire functionality should be workable. Like, you should be able to log in, then you should be able to see your account, you should be able to see your wish list, if any, or add products. So it should not be that, okay, you are not able to log in, or even if you're logging, your account details are blank or data is not getting fetched. So ensuring that everything is working smoothly and fine. Make sense? Yes?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah?
ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Also, during this sprint review, the project is assessed, rather it's kind of cross-checked or checked against its sprint goal. Okay, that means what? That, okay, we had decided to complete this much work in this sprint, and we have achieved this much. So you get that it's simply like, before your exams, whenever you make a schedule or timetable of your studies, then every day, or at end of the day, every day, if you have planned, okay, tomorrow I'll finish 4 chapters of geography and 2 chapters of history. So tomorrow, when the day comes and when you study, so end of the day you take a stock, right? Okay, have I completed the 4 chapters of geography, or have I completed the 2 topics of history? That is what is assessing, when we cross check or recheck something. So here they want to ensure that whatever sprint goal that we had discussed or determined has that achieved, and that's one of the primary goal. Okay, we are not to be missed any sprint goal, so that is getting discussed. And yeah, and that sprint goal was already discussed, already determined during the sprint planning meeting. So everybody understands it, why this review is so important. Here we ensure that whatever we had decided to achieve in this sprint, that has been achieved or not. Make sense? Yes?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. And next point is that all the backlog items that were to be worked upon in this sprint, that were to be discussed or worked or developed in this sprint, those are worked or not. So it's simply, again, breaking down of sprint goal. So sprint goal can be a particular functionality, but along with sprint goal, other work items. We were discussing the last point on. Okay, so we were discussing the last point in this slide, wherein it is mentioned that all the work items along with the sprint goal, they have been completed or not. That gets discussed. That, okay, we had in the sprint planning meeting, we had mentioned, or we had discussed that we'll complete these 10 line items or this functionality, and we have completed that, we have achieved that. So that's what it is said, it's more important that they achieve the overall goal of the sprint. So overall goal of the sprint means, along with the sprint goal, all the other functionality that was committed, that was discussed, that was promised in a way to be achieved, that is achieved or not. Okay, so see, always understand review as something that you're showcasing your work, remember in these terms. So while showcasing your work, first of all, you have to highlight that, okay, whatever work we had promised or we had agreed upon, that has been completed. So that's like a one tick mark. Yes, tick. You have delivered what you had promised or what you had planned. Okay, makes sense. Any doubt in this? Yes, no. If no, then we can definitely go to the next slide. In case you have any doubt after that, you can definitely ask. Yeah, Gaurav. Yes. So I would again need three different people to read the 3 points, please.
Crossing the finish line and completing the work requires good planning, a clear definition of done, and focused execution. This all is reflected in the sprint review.
Okay, next.
A culture of delivery. Effective teams bring clear processes and development culture to each and every work item.
Following questions need to be asked and answered during the review. Are stories well defined by the product owner, designer, and the engineering team before implementation?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for reading it out. Let's start with the first one. Yeah, sorry, I was on mute. So, what they say is crossing the finish line and completing work requires good planning, a clear definition of done, and focused execution. So, what they simply mean is by saying in this little jargon, jargonish words, that whatever we had planned or we had, agreed upon to work, that requires that means that our definition of done is achieved. Definition of done means whatever we had planned in the sprint planning meeting, that always we completed or not. That is, that is mentioned here, and that is all is reflected in sprint review. That simply means what all we had achieved, we are here showcasing that, okay, we had promised we'll complete this functionality and we have done. See, basically it is a similar thing what we discussed in the earlier slide, but when with the choice of right words, or I would say technical words. Okay, so it simply means finishing, crossing the finish line means you're completing your work, right? That's why that's when you say I'm crossing the finish line. Make sense? Yes. Anybody has, see, what I'm trying to do here is, do not get involved or confused in the wordings. Work on the understanding part. Make sense? Yes.
Yes.
No. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Next is a culture of delivery. So here it means that every team member here works towards the delivery part. So everybody is focused that how we can achieve what we had planned or what we have promised or agreed upon to the customer, and they work on that. So this simply means this is a culture of delivery, and everybody works according to that. So that's why all the process, all the work ethics, every way everybody is involved in this project, they are working to achieve the project goal. And that's why it's saying effective teams bring clear processes and development culture to each work item. So this simply means, see, people who have already attended the earlier sessions, we all know that Scrum team Scrum team is made up of all the skilled and, so rather I would say highly skilled and a very I would say talented team members. So when we have such dedicated, skilled, self-driven team members, their work ethics, their development process, their overall way of work, that we bring the best work and best output. It's simply that how would I put into something? So if you see, imagine if you like science, okay? Imagine, I'm saying it's not for everyone. Imagine if you like science and there is a project, there is a science project, how much effort would you put? And imagine if you don't like science, then how much effort would you put? Everybody agrees? Remember your school days, okay? So if you're passionate about something, for say chemistry or physics, and there's some project, and maybe volcano eruption project, all the projects that we give during our school days, or maybe windmill project, any project, so you'll be so passionate and so excited, you'll ask your parents for this stuff, and you'll research and you'll put in your efforts and you'll do. But if in case you are not interested, or you don't like the topic, or you're just not into it, you will do the bare minimum. So imagine having that first category of people who are very interesting, very enthusiastic, very skilled, and they are the best in their field, and they are working for you. That makes all the difference. Okay. And next point is following questions needs to be asked and answered. Yeah, so these are the questions. So our story is well defined by the product owner, designer, and the engineer in team before implementation. So here what they mean, a story means whatever requirement that has been given by the customer, that is put into the user stories. Those are called user stories. So here we are trying to understand that whatever customer requirements that were given, is the team in a position to understand them well? So it's simple, like I'm telling you something. I just, if I ask you to make a cake, like if I ask you to bake a cake, tell me, is this requirement sufficient for you, for anyone? If I just say, see, as a trainer, we tell you, okay, bake a cake and come tomorrow. So will you be okay with it, or will you ask for certain questions?
The
Think
more
from
details
practical point of
know.
view.
We'll ask certain question. Yes.
Yeah, what kind of questions you'll ask?
What
How
flavor?
to make? How can I?
What should be the
What
shape?
ingredient should I use? And yeah, and shape also.
Perfect.
Time.
Perfect.
Whether
So,
eggless
so
or
perfect, guys. See, that's why I love food examples, because everybody relates so well, and your brain just starts working at 100x speed. Perfect. So if we as a trainer just tell you to bake a cake, the first question you'll ask, which cake? Second, what are ingredients? Once you say maybe chocolate, and okay, what are ingredients? And then eggless or not? Then what is the quantity? What is the additional? What is the shape or anything? So these are all questions. So unless I give you a detailed recipe of a particular cake, you will not be in a position to go ahead with that. So same way, if a customer has given a detailed recipe or detailed story, user story, and as a team, have you understood that? That actually comes when you showcase your work. But then this is the main question that's been asked. Many a times there can be misunderstanding or misinterpretation, but then this is the forum where it is confirmed that okay, we had asked. Now I might say that go ahead with a cake, I told you everything, but I did not mention that it's eggless or egg with egg cake. So I will not be sure what all things you would put in. Some people who bake eggless cake, they'll go ahead with that. Some people would go ahead with egg cake, and so there is no clarity, right? So here we are waiting for the understanding of entire team, that what they have worked upon as per the customer's needs. Makes sense? Understood? See, that's why I gave you this example. Don't think too much about these big words. Try to understand what is meaning, then you can say in your own words, during interviews or while even in the meetings. It's important that how you understand instead of using the big words. Okay, so that's what it says. That have you implemented as per the user stories, in short. Okay, everybody understands? Any doubt in this?
Yes, ma'am.
No?
No.
Cake example was easy enough for everyone?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your answer. Yeah, Gaurav, we can go to the next slide. Yeah. So for different people reading these 4 points, please, not the regular ones. Yeah, go ahead. 4 different people.
Yes, everyone understand and live the team's engineering values and culture.
Yes, let me go ahead with one point. So yeah, does everyone understand what is understand and live the team's engineering values means? Uh, does every team member knows what are the team's values and how they perform that? So is everybody on the same page? Is does everybody has the same understanding? That's one. Next, yes.
Are there clear definitions and requirements around code review, automated testing, and continuous development to encourage sustainable, agile development?
Yes. So are there clear definitions or requirements around code review? So here we are trying to understand that whatever code reviews are required or to be done, all these are in place or not. Definitions and requirements around code review means how the code review is getting done and how what is the process of code review, is it well established or not. Automated testing, so testing, continuous development, everything is sustainable means is the development done by the team is long term good enough, or are there going to be any bugs, or are there going to be any quick fixes that might not work? See, I'll give you some light technical example. Basically what happens, see, if you have a small website and there are say 10 people who are logging in at the same time, and that website works fine because the website is developed in such a way that it can handle the network bandwidth of 10 users logging at the same time. But imagine tomorrow if you have 100 or 1,000 users, and how that website is gonna look. So that's why your automated testing, your overall development ethics processes come in picture. You understand? That is what it is trying to say, that is it sustainable, or have they used agile development properly? So that's the question. See, these are the basically good questions that you can ask for. Yeah. Next point, please.
After the team completes a story, are there many bugs that surface? And in other words, does done really mean done?
Yes, so that's what I just discussed. After your completion of development, are there any bugs, any open ends, anything that might not work in future, or it is dicey? So in short, this simply means, see, it's like when we tell a kid to work on something or do homework, and they say, "Oh, I'm done." So do you take that on the as the face value, or do you go and actually check the homework? Tell me. If you tell a toddler to write A to Z, and after 2 minutes they say I'm done. So do you accept, or do you go and just cross check?
Will cross check.
Cross check.
Right? Because they are at that age, or they are little immature. So that's a different scenario. But on the similar grounds, when you say that you have completed something, it should mean that everything is completed, your work is shippable, your work is presentable. Okay, it's not that somebody might do it on purpose. But you see what happens is agile. I've worked extensively. You work so hard, and there is such a time crunch, because you work 5 days a week for 8 or 9 hours, and there's so many activities. It's human that you might miss on something. Okay, it's not that somebody will do it on purpose. But it's better to cross check where you stand, and how much you have completed. Okay, last point of this slide, please.
The team's culture around quality and completion should rise above every user story, engineering work item, and bug. This culture is reflective of how the team approaches and delivers the software.
Perfect. So what they are saying is the team's culture around quality and completion should rise above every user story, engineering work item, and the bug. So this means your development ethics or your way of work. See this, why we are, you must have seen this line multiple times, like processes, way of work. This simply means that you are providing good quality work. There should not be any development wherein after delivery there is a bug or 404 error, or some functionality not working. That is simply not acceptable. So all this development quality has to be of a certain level, wherein your all the development work, engineering, all the bugs are covered, everything is taken care of. And the culture is reflective of how the team approaches and delivers software. And overall, see, it's like, how you work says a lot about you, right? So guys, just please go on mute, please. Yeah, yeah. So how you work says a lot about you. Like, like, are you a go-getter, or are you a messy person, or are you able to finish your work? So it simply means this culture shows that how you achieve and how you deliver your software, or how you deliver your end product. Yeah, makes sense. Any doubt? I know this is quite a little repetitive, but it's very important. That's why we've highlighted. So yeah, any points in this, let us know. Yeah, if no, then we can go ahead with the next point. Hello?
Yeah, should I go to next slide, Prerna?
Yes, yes, yes.
And let me know
Yeah,
whenever you want me to take it up. Yeah.
sure, sure. Yeah, next slide, please. Okay. So here, if you could see, we have this cute puppy giving high five, once we are wrapping up this sprint review. So see, it's a lot of hard work for everyone, even with the along with the development team who work on the grassroots level, the scrum master who is closely related to them, and the product owner who is handling everything at a higher level, maybe from management, from customer, from vendors, from everyone. So that's why saying party on. So this is how we wrap up a sprint review. So how do we do it? Can someone read the sprint demo part? The 4 points. One person can read the 4 points. Yeah.
Show code completed. Focus on user stories. Feedback aimed at working software. Meetings boring.
Thank you. Yeah. So sprint demo, basically what happens, you show whatever code is completed. You focus on user stories means you focused on the functionalities given by the customer, and feedback of your software that you have just showcased. And then definitely that is being followed by the meeting, which is apparently boring. And how is the sprint review done? Yeah. 4 points, please. Yeah. Someone new who has not read it yet.
Share business value delivered. Focus on context and goals. Conversation on how value impact and the customer. Celebration fun.
Thank you. Thank you, Sayed. Yeah. So share business value delivered. In sprint review, along with all the development, you say, okay, this is how, like, you might give some additional functionality, or you might have add some feature that you thought might be well, or might well add value to the customer software. See, these are called free cookies, or free goodies. So you do that for your goodwill with the customer, or bond with the customer. So definitely it should not be something that will affect your cost or time, but something that is in the flow, or some functionality that customer you feel might have missed, and you want to present them as a gift, or as a bonus, or as a cookie. So that like how you added value to your work, so that can be shared. Focus on context and goal. Definitely, what was the sprint goal, what is the context, what all was asked, and that you have achieved or not. And conversation on how value impacts the customer. So how well your work would affect positively your customer, that you can highlight. See, it's basically showcasing your work, so you will have all the positive things to talk about you and your work, right? See, you would basically, if there's anything problematic, you should discuss, which is done, but mainly you have to ensure that your work is getting recognized, and you did your best, and you could achieve whatever is being asked for, right? And the last but not the least, celebration. So yeah, after the sprint meeting, you can actually, maybe you can go for a quick lunch or dinner, whatever time of the day that may be, or you can just have some break, snacks break with the customer, and just have
little celebration that you have worked upon all these things for so long, and that has been fruitful, and then you're towards the end of the project. Make sense? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, and the last, please call me Prerna. I really, I'll appreciate that. And the last point, please, the last line, just read it out so that everybody can understand. I don't need to give any explanation for that. Yeah.
And finally, celebrate an effective sprint review can be that place where the Scrum team and stakeholders come together for serious, powerful collaboration. But it is also a time to celebrate all together the hard work the Scrum team has accomplished before they plunge into the next sprint.
Perfect. Thank you for reading out, Ramani. So here we are at this final stage wherein we showcase all the work, our hard work is being displayed, and everything is done, and then we take a breather. We take a little stop at this point to understand. Okay, we have done this, and take a breather and kind of get prepared or getting prep for the next sprint. Right, so it's just like that. After your unit test or semester, as a friends go out and eat out, or have some break, and have some maybe at home party, and then you get ready for the next exam, something like that. So similar way, you finish one sprint, you enjoy, you showcase, you put in your hard work, you discuss, you take the feedback, and then you mingle a little, and then you get ready, buckle your shoes for the next sprint. Makes sense? And that puppy is just for reminding that, give yourself a high five because you have done a great job. Yeah, makes sense. Any doubts in this? We have completed sprint review, which is a very important topic, and honestly speaking, it's a very practical topic. Okay, so you always relate yourself with any exams or any schedule that you have made with this, and then you'll be able to understand it well. Yeah, Gaurav, if no doubts, we can go to next slide.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, do you want to take this, Gaurav?
Yeah, I will take. So, yep,
Okay.
we have looked at sprint review meeting, but it is not complete until we mark our stories, we mark our features, we mark our action items which were assigned to us towards the done. Done, you have already spoken that where do we find in Kanban board? So, yes, then how do we define it? So always remember, when we define it, it will be readiness, and when we will complete it, it will be done. Okay, so let's get more towards the detail of it. So DoD is a shared understanding within the Scrum team, to which we are referring as a definition of done. On what it takes to make your product increment releasable. So this is the question. What do you think that should you do, what you should do, and when do you understand that things are done? Means, uh, means I may ask some more question. When we are talking about done, it means it is ready to be released. It is ready to be deployed. Deployed means we are deploying the build. It means that our work is almost over, but how do you define to come to that conclusion that it says that our work is done? It's not almost done, it is completely done. So what do you think? What defines that our work is done? When you can say. And
The
before
product
that,
is
yeah, go ahead.
the product is completely functionable and it can be out there for people to use it.
And how do you know that product is completely functional? I mean, do you prepare something?
It's been tested.
Tested.
It's been tested.
It has been
The
tested.
testing is
Okay, that is one. What else? But just not tested will be enough. Tested is one of the part. but there should be something what will call it towards the push. Yes, whether it is done, it is right, whether it is tested, yeah. So then you decide, okay, we can move ahead. But only the testing done is sufficient. What else?
It meets the criteria of the
Demonstration.
product owner.
Yeah, come again. I could not hear that.
It meets the criteria of the product owner, like the customers.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm actually trying to look for one word that will say, okay, if we have um, we are knowing this is done, it means it is done. So I just yeah.
Deployment.
Okay, you will deploy definitely, but before deployment, you have to mark it done. Okay, before deployment, you decide it in the sprint review meeting. So let me ask you in a different way the questions like this. Okay, what does it take for the rocket to launch? What does it take for the service engineer to call the customer for the delivery of his or vehicle when you give for servicing or something? What does it take for a doctors to say the surgery is success or surgery is over? What does it take to the development team to put the product into production? Can you think one more time? What does it take?
Successful completion.
Okay, so let me know this thing. Have you seen someone has got discharged from hospital and they are waiting for claim settlement or something? Means this is a cashless insurance or something.
Yes.
Yeah. So what exactly they do on paper?
Release.
Checklist.
Feedback.
Okay, someone said one word, and what
Release.
is
Feedback.
someone
Checklist.
someone said one word, and it is checklist. Okay.
Checklist.
Yeah. So you just have the list of, okay, before we let it launch, we will just mark it. Okay, done. It is done. 1, 2, 3, done, 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 done. You have the series of the task in front of you, and you continue to move them towards the done, 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 done. And now everything is towards done. Nothing is in to do, nothing is in progress related to that sprint. Then you decide, okay, this feature or this sprint is ready to go. With me so far? Agree? Yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
If that is the thing, then there are three components of it. And what are these three components? One is business or functional requirement should be there. Okay. Quality you are meeting, and also non-functional requirement is there. Do you know why non-functional requirement we are considering over here? Okay. Why we are considering non-functional requirement over here? Any idea? And when we are talking about non-functional requirement, let me quickly ask you this. What do we mean by non-functional requirement? We will be getting
That's
into...
the UI, UX, color, font.
Like paperwork.
Okay, UI, UX will be the part of functional because whether it is visible, whether it is functioning or not. Yes, paperwork will be for functional and non-functional both. So I'm just asking for the right answer. What do you think could be the, what will come under non-functional requirement? Okay, non-function, which is not related to function, right? In a nutshell.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
And what is there which is not related to function?
Behavior. Behavior of the function.
Okay, behavior. Okay, behavior. I mean, it will come under functional only, but non-functional means, say for example, your
Feedback.
okay. I'm talking about functionality and non-functionality from software usage point of view.
Technical things.
Okay, so let's understand it. When you have developed a software very, very well, right? And it is functioning properly. Every click is working. integration is working, movement is working in the software how you are expecting. What if when you are clicking once and it has been deployed, you are the user, it is giving you output after 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Will you continue to use that software?
No.
You will not. So it means the load feature, the performance, then how it is responding you back. So these all things, load, performance, and what you call load, performance, and weight. These all things will become the part of. These are not related to functionality, but these will enable user to function things. Will enable the user to perform the function properly. Okay, so everything which is not related to which is related to performance, which is related to usability, which is related to visibility, and performance and all, that will become the part of what, that will become the part of that will become the part of what do we call yeah,
No.
that will become the part of non-functional requirement. Having said so, we were talking about three components of definition of done. Now after that, okay, so here it says that anything which is to be marked as done before delivering has to be agree amongst engineering team, scrum master, and product owner. But before that, who has to agree? Three people are okay. Three people, internal team will get agree and they will move. But before this, someone has to get agree. And we have been talking about it.
Tester?
No, the customer. That's right. You are right. Customer has to agree upon this. Okay, this is done and we can move it. And because customer has agreed, then everyone else in the team can agree upon it. Let's move to the next slide. What it says. What is that anything could be? So when we are talking about anything can go into the definition of done, anything could be marked as a done. So first what happened, every tiny task will be closed because it has been on your name. First you will close that. Agree with me? You will mark it as done. You will move it towards the done, because at the end you are performing a task as a tester or a developer or business analyst, whatever was assigned to you. If you have completed that, then you will move and a sprint review meeting is done. And if you are sure that it is done, those tasks will be moved to done. Yes or no? Yeah?
Yes.
Yes. But the task will be the part of some other, terrain. So that could be of some feature. The feature will move to, feature will also move to done, because it's all insider activities are marked as done. With me so far? Yes?
Yes.
And every feature will have its parent, the user stories, that will be also marked as done, because inside it, whatever tasks, subtasks, features were there, all have been closed. Now user story is almost empty. Can we now move this user story to done as well? Yes? Yeah? With me so far? Yeah?
Yeah.
Now all the user stories have been done. It means that whatever the coding was done from the developers, that has been tested, and that's the reason inside that user story task and everything has been marked as done. So can we also this activity for developer move to code deployment? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, and it is Scrum Master eyes. It is Scrum Master responsibility making sure all those relevant tickets are moving towards the done. Then there will be one more activity, one more ticket, that is about release. Okay, release means there was a release date, or there will be, okay, on this date release has to be done, and you are on that day or before that day, deployment is almost done. Then what you will do, you will move this ticket also to the done. And remember, in the ticket management system or project management system or software management system, where you are tracking all your work, activity management system, everything will be called as ticket. With me so far? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now release is done, almost done. So what you will do, because there is no ticket inside it also, this ticket is also empty, you will move into done. Now everything under the sprint has been moved into the done. The sprint, for the sprint also there is a ticket, and this sprint can also be moved to the done. Now you see that entire sprint is towards the done. Sprint number 3, just for example, for reference. Now we will be moving into sprint 4. Now these all things should be available as a ready part before we enter into next sprint. Okay, with me so far and able to connect, relate, and understand? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. So, and then it comes again one more time that you have addressed these three main component: quality, business or functional requirement, and non-functional requirement. Okay, now this is a very important part when you were defining. Okay, so and you were working on the user story. Do you remember what is user story? Who remember that?
Epic.
No, epic and user stories are two different things.
Business requirement.
Okay, yes. So I have been talking that when we were talking about product backlog, so the product backlog is multiple requirement. Yes, we have spoken about it in the past.
Yes.
Say yes. Okay.
Yes.
So there is one software requirement is broken down into the multiple requirement, into a large requirement is broken down into the smaller piece of the requirement. Okay, when it is outlined as one liner from the product owner about the customer's expectation, okay, then it is called as epic. Okay, so first very high level of requirement, say for example, now I'm going into the again the my favorite example of banking software. Okay, bank comes to you as a software company and ask, hey, I want you to develop one banking software for me. What they will do? Okay, so guys, we are getting into 1 minute of thing. What we will do, we will cover this in the next session. We have come towards the end. Okay, so I don't want to just finish it abruptly. What exactly we will do, we have done with definition of done. We will close this section now, and we will be moving towards how do we define the user story. That should be our next goal, next target. And I think this what Zoom has done to me today will not be done next time. So okay, so recording will be shared with you. So are we good?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. So what I want everyone, before we just go away abruptly, I want each one of you to just go back towards the WhatsApp and just let me know what had been your understanding today, what had been your learning.